to lookup installed, you want to go and make sure that you click on yes, please verify my store, and their team is going to go and verify your store. So after that, we're going to go and actually add this to our menu. But first, let's continue adding apps that we're going to need. So the next app we're going to need is Help Center, and Help Center is basically just an FAQ app. So it's going to allow us to have a nice looking frequently asked questions section on our page. Let's go to Help Center or the App Store, and then we're going to go to Help Center here. And then here we're going to click on Add App, click on Install App. And this app allows us to create a nice looking FAQ section. If we go and look at our competition, we go to their menu page, we see that they have a questions and answers page. So you can see all of the questions, all of the frequently asked questions that they usually get. And this is perfect because we can just go and basically have our own answers to these questions. And we already know the questions that we have to put. So for example, the first question would be, so how does it work? So if we go here and then we click on add new section, and then here we're just going to put like questions and answers, add section, and then here new article, and then here we're going to put, so how does it work? Right? And then you're just going to put in like, the actual answers to the question. So in this case, how does it work? It's saying that the handset uses IPL. So, you just put that in there. So for example, here we're just going to put the glowy skin handset uses advanced IPL technology, right? So add article, there you go. And then if we go and click on preview page, we can see how it looks on our store right now. So you can see it actually looks pretty good, even just the way that we have it installed, but obviously you can make it look way better. Now, another great app is Luke's Reviews, and this one allows us to have picture reviews on our page. And actually, this lets you write your own reviews at the very beginning, and that's what I usually do, because at the beginning, you don't have any social proof. You don't have any, what social proof is basically like other people that are posting reviews, your customers that are posting reviews on your product. And so that's why it's difficult to actually start selling at the beginning. But this lets you actually post your own reviews. You can go and download like an Excel sheet, and you can fill in some reviews, maybe from your previous customers or from friends and family. You can just go put in like some names, some reviews. You can write your own, and then click Add App here. And then this is going to cost $10 a month after the 14-day free trial. And then here it's asking us the plan. You can either do basic or growth. For now, we're going to do basic, and you can always upgrade it later. And now we're in the Luke's dashboard. So you can go to settings here. You can change the language. You can change a lot of different settings here. And so there's actually a review request email that goes out as well. But I like to have that as part of my email marketing, which I'm going to talk about. There's going to be a section in this video on email marketing and how to get a good email sequence set up so that you can get abandoned carts recovered. And so you can also start getting reviews on your page automatically. And here you can see like orders. You can import your reviews, like I said. So here are the instructions that what you need to do to import. And you would do import from a spreadsheet if you don't have any reviews yet and you want to write your own just to get the thing going. Now, the next app we want to install is called SMS Bump. This one is amazing, and this one actually lets you send out automatic texts to potential customers. So let's say someone goes on your sales page and they don't buy. You can just go and this app will go and send them a text saying, hey, come back to the store, to the page. Here's like a 20% off coupon. And that's worked insanely for me. I've had like a 9,000% return on investment just using this app. So super, super recommend this app. It's really, really great. So once you're in SMS Bump, you have to put in your phone number and your email. And once we did that, just hit skip here. And I'm going to show you later on in this video how to actually get this one set up. This is an extremely, extremely powerful app. And I recommend every single one of you to install this, as you'll be able to get so many more sales and make so much more profit on autopilot just with this app. So whoever made this app, you're amazing, because you're literally changing the Shopify game. Now the next app we're going to install is called Klaviyo, and this one is our email marketing app. So if we go here and type in Klaviyo, this is the email marketing app that I like to use. And they have monthly plans as well. So just click Add App. Usually these are free to install. And then as soon as you actually start doing volume with them, then they're actually going to cost money. So at that moment, you're actually going to start making sales, hopefully. So by that time, you're not just going to be charged for apps. So there's going to be a whole section on email marketing as well in this video. Now, a few other apps that you can check out. Recart is a great app. This one is basically just like SMS Bump and the Klaviyo app, which is email marketing and then SMS. This one, except one difference is Facebook Messenger marketing. So basically, this will allow you to go and set up sequences that hit them in their Facebook messages. And these are known to have way higher open rates, which means people look at them way more than just emails. So if you're hitting them from Facebook Messenger, from email, and from SMS, it's huge. Like you're going to make so much more money doing this. So I recommend you install Recart as well. So here we're going to click Install Recart. And here it's going to ask you for your email as well. So make sure to use your store email. So here we're going to put glowyskinstore@gmail.com. And then you can like CC somebody. And then for phone number, I put in my phone number there. And then you can connect a Facebook page. So we're going to get into actually setting up your social media later on. For now, we're going to hit skip. And then here, it's going to offer you to start like doing customer chat and things like that. We're going to also cover this later on in this video. So we'll just skip, go to dashboard. And here you can set up things like an abandoned cart sequence, which is huge. And you can also set up a sequence with Luke's, with the review app. So imagine if you like somebody bought the one of your products, and then in their Facebook messages, they get an automatic message from your page saying, hey, please leave us a review or whatever. They're obviously going to go, and there's a much higher chance they're going to go and leave you a review. And the more reviews you have, the more social proof you have, which means the more sales you make. So if you're hitting them from every single angle, omnipresence is the key to winning in the 21st century with e-commerce. Omnipresence with social media, e-commerce are the two biggest forces in our generation today, as well as the internet. So that's why this is huge. Now, some other apps that we can try out are Zipify. There's two Zipifys. There's Zipify Pages and Zipify One-Click Upsell. The One-Click Upsell one is not on here, but I've actually used Zipify Pages and One-Click Upsell, and they're great. And what they let you do is they let you kind of set up like a sales funnel for your page. Now, I'm not really a fan of like setting up funnels for the page. It looks really clickbaity, and to be honest with you, I like having a clean product page. I like to make sure that I actually make my product page like super nice, just like Hey Silky Skin made their product page. So if we go here, we can see they're not using any kind of funnels, right? It's just a product page with some beautiful pictures. This is a scrolling social proof thing they have. And then if we go down, this is Luke's as well. And another great way to figure out the exact apps that your competitor is using. And by the way, this is gold. Like nobody else will teach you this. That's why I'm so happy you're here. So if you go here and type in apps, right? So right here, they have a currency app installed from Bold. And that app is actually called, I forgot exactly what it's called, but here, if we go to search, it's by Bold. So Bold Currency. You'll be able to find it here. So Bold Multi-Currency, there you go. So this is a currency converter. So it's an automatic currency converter. And basically, if someone comes from Canada, it'll be in Canadian dollars. Someone comes from US, it's US dollars. Someone comes from Europe, it's in euros. So I also recommend installing this one if you're gonna be selling internationally. And then here you can see like every app that they have. So they also have Easy Location. I'm not really sure what that is here. So if we go to Easy Location, you can take a look at that. All right, so this one is an automatic geo-IP redirect app. So basically this redirects the user to the appropriate store language on your page. So for example, this would be great if, let's say I'm selling in, I don't know, France, Spain, and USA. If someone comes from France and I have a French version of my store, I would redirect them to the FR page of my store. So it's really, really great as well. So this is huge. I mean, you can see all of the apps that they have. Right, so sometimes it's a little complicated, like down here, but if we keep going down, we can see there's like different sections for different apps that they have. They have something by Lemoni Apps. I'm not sure what that is here, but this is a crazy hack that I discovered myself, and I've honestly used this on all my competitors, and I've gotten amazing ideas just using that. So they're using Discount Ninja, it looks like. It looks like some kind of a permanent discount app. So we can try out Discount Ninja. Let's see if that's an app here. There you go. So this basically is an automatic, discount app, and also you can do like multiple coupons. The one that I like using is called Discounted Upsell, and this is the one that I have the most experience with. This basically, you can like set up automatic discounts. So let's say if someone buys 2 of our handsets, then they can get a deal for like, let's say $399 instead of having to pay, $440 or $50 or whatever that would be, right? So we're gonna go and add that to our store. So now we're installing Discounted Upsell, and basically at this point we have all of our apps that we want installed here. So here you can actually generate an auto upsell. So in this case, we can search upsell products. So there you go, that's our product. And then we're gonna hit continue to step 2. This is how you set up a discount. So for example, do you wanna improve conversions by applying a discount? So we're actually gonna talk about this later. For now, we're just gonna hit save, and we'll go back to the App Store. Now, if you want to actually go and use the old way of copying and pasting products from AliExpress, you would need Oberlo. So we will install Oberlo just so I can show you how to use it in this video. Although this is not branded dropshipping, you're basically just copying and pasting. And like I said, this method doesn't really work that well. But hey, if you want to do it, I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. So we're going to go and install it. All right, so now we're going to go and add some menu bars at the top of our page. So if we go to our actual website, glowyskinco.com, this is what our page looks like right now. So it's very, very basic. There's nothing really on here. And we also added a product, but you can see that we don't have anything up here. So now we actually have to add our menu bars. So for that, we go to Online Store, and then we go to Navigation. And then here for the main menu, we click on Main Menu. And then here we're going to add our menu items. So for this, I recommend looking at your competitor again and just getting inspiration, seeing what kind of menu options they have. So like I said, don't copy them, change things up, be unique, right? It's not about copying, it's about adding value. But just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to make this quick. So we're just going to do this like shop handset. And then one thing I forgot is that we actually have to add pages to point our menu bars to. So right here, for example, shop handset, we already have a page for that. That's the product page. So we're going to have to put a review page here. So reviews, we're going to put save. And then we're going to do the same thing for our money back guarantee. So I think they just have basic text here for their money back guarantee. So if we go back here, add page, and then let's say like lifetime warranty plus guarantee, save. And then let's see what else we can put here. Shipping details would be great. All right, so order lookup, we already have that, so shipping details. And then for the order lookup, I actually want to rename this to track your order. So for that, we just go here and then type in track your order, hit save. And for the contact form, we're actually going to use an app called Easy Contact Form. Let's just go ahead and add that app here. So don't worry about like the, after the free trials, you have to pay for the apps. Like I said, within a few weeks, you're going to be able to start selling your product and you're going to be able to start running some ads. We're going to get into here soon. So don't worry about that too much. You want to have an abundance mentality. And trust me, like when you start running those ads, you're still going to get those sales coming in and those are going to pay for way more than your apps. And the apps are just a fixed expense. Like it's just something that you have to pay. So there you go. We're going to click install app. And now that we have our pages that we need, we can go back to navigation, go to main menu, just like we did, and then we can start creating some menu buttons here. So add menu item, and then for menu item, we're gonna put, for example, the contact us, and the link would be pages, and then contact us, there you go. Menu item would be, for example, shop handset, that would be products. There you go. So you point that to the product. So it's very, very simple. Shopify makes it very simple, although Shopify is limited in functionality, which you'll discover. Like you're not going to be able to perfectly, make sure that your pictures are showing up perfectly on mobile and things like that. And that's where custom coding comes in, which I'll also talk about here later on towards the end here. So a few of others of these would be like the lifetime warranty. So for that, we're going to do pages and then lifetime warranty plus guarantee. So if we hit save for now, you can see we can go back to our page here, so glowyskinco.com. So boom, now we have some menu buttons, and you can change the order of these as well. So shop handset, I want that first, and then lifetime warranty, I want that before. And you hit save, and then if we go back here and we refresh, we click on the refresh button, we can see that now everything is working fine. And then we even have the review app at the bottom here. We don't have any reviews. Once you import your reviews, you'll be able to see that they go down here. All right, so now that we've talked about apps, we've talked about actually creating your Shopify store and just the basic design of it, your menu bars, right? So I hope you're following along. There is a lot of information in this video, but trust me, this will change your life. And this is the new way of really becoming successful with Shopify and e-commerce and cashing in on this amazing trend right here in the world. Now, from this point on, we're going to get into the technical stuff here. So there's a lot of technical stuff we actually need to do. And so I'm going to get into every single part of that. And the first thing we're going to start with is actually the domain name. So as you can see, my store is already on a domain. So glowyskinco.com. Every time you go on that, it's already on the domain. But when you actually create your Shopify store, it's not going to be by default that way. And so for that, we have to go to online store over here and then domains. And once we go to domains, here's where you go and connect your domain after you've purchased a domain. Now, you can either buy your domain here. What I recommend is you go on google.domains like we did. And so once you're on here, just go ahead and type in your domain. So for example, if we're looking for like barbecue pro, let's just say, right? Get it? And so here we can see barbecuepro.com is taken. So what about Barbecue Pro store? Right, so you can see, oh, even that's taken. So for example, BBQ Pro store, you can try that. Okay, so .store is available. So you really sometimes have to like dig deep. If a domain is taken, for example, barbecueprostore.com, let's take a look who owns it. And sometimes they're for sale. So this one's not for sale, but sometimes it says it's for sale and maybe then you can buy it. But I don't recommend spending more than like $20, $30, $50 for a domain because you really don't need to. And even though the .com domain is always the best, you can always have like, barbecueprostore.com, barbecueproco.com, right? So later on, once you have more money, you can actually go and buy a more expensive domain if you want. And so the second domain provider I recommend is GoDaddy. This one also is great. And this one has a little bit lower upfront, but then in 1 year, you have to pay a little bit more. But it's the same way. You just go and type in the store name and then hit enter, and then it's going to find domains for you. And another one that works is namecheap.com. If you go to Namecheap, it's really, really great. And they're a little bit cheaper, I think, in the long run. So the 3 of these are great. Now, the rest of them, to be honest with you, I wouldn't use anything else other than these. These are more than enough. And if you use like GoDaddy, they make it really easy as well to connect your domains. So here, if you click on connect existing domain, and you can see mine is from GoDaddy here. Actually, it's very simple. There's going to be a way for you to you just literally click through buttons, and then GoDaddy automatically connects your domain to Shopify. And if not, then you just have to go, and it shows you a step-by-step guide to how to actually connect your domain. So once you've set up your domain, now we're going to go down here and click on preferences. And once we're up here, now we're going to want to put in a homepage title, and we're going to want to fill in all this stuff here. So for a homepage, if you don't know what to put here, like I said, just get inspiration from a competitor. So if you go to heysilkyskin.com, this is their homepage title at the top here. So it's DIY at home laser hair removal. So in this case, we're going to put in like glowy skin, premium laser hair removal, and that's pretty much it. And then for meta description, you want to put in as many keywords as possible in here. This is the description that's going to pop up on Google when your store shows up on search engines. So you don't want to make it like glowy skin, premium hair. You want to make sure that it actually makes sense, but it has a lot of keywords in there. So for example, the best DIY premium advanced or like laser hair removal devices available on the market today. And then more keywords would be, for example, like remove hair easily and automatically from the comfort of your own home, right? So there's enough keywords in here. And then for Google Analytics, this will allow us to track a lot of stuff on our store. Google Analytics is really, really powerful, and that will let you basically see like how long visitors are staying on your store and things like that, and you can generate reports. So let's go and set that up right now. So you're going to go on Google, you're going to type in Google Analytics, and then click here. And then once you sign into your Google account for your store, now it's going to tell you to sign up for Google Analytics. So click sign up. And then here for account name, we're going to put in glowy skin. And then we're just going to leave this all on. Let's give Google all of our data. I mean, we're using their product for free, so why not? And then what do you want to measure? Just web, hit next. For website name, glowy skin, or your store name. Website URL, HTTPS. You want to make sure it's always HTTPS. There you go. Industry category. We're going to put in like, let's see here, retail. Retail would be good. So if you can't find yours, just like beauty and fitness is fine. For industry category, we're going to scroll down and hit shopping. And then for time zone, we're going to put in our time zone here. So in my case, it's New York time. Hit create. And then accept everything, accept everything. And now you have your Google Analytics account. So you can go into here, and then once you've actually installed this into the store, you can go in here and it will tell you a lot of useful information about people that go onto your website and about your customers. So right here, it's going to give you this global site tag. So you just go here, you right click, and then you copy that, and then you go here and you paste it here. And so that's what it's going to look like. And so, boom, there you go. And for Facebook Pixel ID, I already have mine installed, but this is very important. What a Facebook Pixel is once you're running your Facebook ads, there is something called a Facebook Pixel, which is basically like an automatic robot that automatically learns from every single action that a potential visitor or customer takes on your page. So if someone goes, responds to your ad, they click on your ad, and then they click on, for example, a menu page on your website, and then they leave, your Pixel learns that. Or if someone adds to cart, your Pixel learns that, and so the more data your Facebook Pixel has, the better your ads perform, because you can go and create lookalike audiences and you can create just way better ads over time. So for the Facebook Pixel, we're going to install that later, and you just have to put in your ID here if you already know how to do that. If not, I'll show you that in the Facebook ads section. And then for password protection, you want to disable the password and then just basically hit save. Now, if we go to blog posts, you can actually write up some blog posts if you want. For example, Hey Silky Skin has 0 blog posts, and to be honest with you, I've never written a blog post, but I mean, theoretically, it could help you out with your search engine, like SEO. Let's say if you have a store running, and let's see if like BlendJet, which is a store, let's see if they have any blog posts. I'm pretty sure they do, but it can theoretically help you with your ranking on Google. So let me see here. I don't think they actually have any blog posts, it looks like tips, if we go to tips here. So they just have pages here. So that's what I would recommend instead, to be honest. This looks way better. And like, no one really cares about a blog of a store. This is not 2001 or 1996. So for that, I'd recommend you just skip it unless you really want to write a blog post. And then the next part we're going to talk about is their actual settings of the store. So the first thing we're going to do is payment providers. We're going to set up our payment providers. And the two payment providers that you absolutely need on your store are PayPal and Shopify Payments, or Stripe if you don't have access to Shopify Payments in your country. So to install Shopify Payments, just go to Activate Shopify Payments, and then it's going to walk you through a step-by-step process here to install everything. And here it's going to walk you through a step-by-step process of installing everything. So if you don't have an LLC or a corporation, here choose individual or sole proprietorship, put in your address and then your city and your postal code. So that would be your house. If you have a business, here you'd put in corporation, and then you'd put in the legal business name. And then for your personal details, you would put in your personal details, hit next, and it's going to ask you for a bank account. So you want to put in the bank account that you want to have the money deposited into for your account. And then the same thing with PayPal. Just go through the PayPal prompts when you're installing PayPal and make sure that you set up a separate PayPal for your store. Just go on paypal.com first. And then when you're here, hit sign up. And then here you want to click on business. So sign up for business, and then that's pretty much it. Because if you sign up for a personal one, you can at the beginning, but later on, they're going to ask you to transfer it to a business account anyway. So if you have a corporation, do business. If you don't have a corporation yet, you can do personal. And very important, by the way, when you're actually installing Shopify Payments or Stripe, scroll down here and make sure that your transit number, institution number, account number, that's all correct. That's your bank account. So your bank country, US or Canada, or whichever one you're living in. And then for the billing statement, this is what shows up on your customer's credit card information or their credit card bills. So that's why I want to make sure it's very clear. So for this, I would put in glowy skin. That'd be fine. And then for a phone number, you want to put in a customer service phone number. So either your phone number, or if you don't want to get a bunch of calls, just put in like a fake phone number for now. And then later on, when you actually have a support system in place, then you can change this. So now we're going to click on checkout, and we're going to customize the checkout options here. So for customer accounts, here it says just if you want to prompt your customer to create an account when they check out. So accounts are disabled. There's no need, in my opinion. Customer contact, and then here, choose which contact methods your customers can use to check out. So click on this one, either the phone number or email. You have to choose this option if you want SMS Bump to work, which is the app that we installed that follows up with them with the SMS Bump app. So if we go down, customers can download the Arrive app from their order status page. That's fine. Form options require first and last name. Company name is hidden. Address line 2 is optional. Shipping address, phone number is hidden. And then if we go down, while the customer is checking out, use the shipping address as billing address by default, and then enable address auto completion. After an order has been paid, do not automatically fulfill, because we're going to fulfill them on our own. And then after an order has been fulfilled and paid, automatically archive the order. And then down here, pre-select the sign up option. So that way we're going to automatically build our email list when people are actually going through our store and signing up. For our abandoned checkout emails, I don't like to use the Shopify default checkout emails, so we're going to turn that off. And then for this, that's pretty much it for now. It's because we're using Klaviyo instead for this, and I'm going to talk about how to use that later. Now, if we go back, you want to click on billing, and there you want to choose your Shopify plan. So the different Shopify plans I'm going to show you here. If we go to Shopify plans right here, Shopify pricing, we're going to be able to see the different plans. So right now you're on the trial, but you can go and easily convert to the $29 a month plan. You're going to need to do that anyway by the end of your trial if you want to keep your store. And it's cheap. It's, you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars per month. So it's $29 a month. And then you only need to really upgrade to the higher plans once you're doing a lot of sales. And I recommend once you're doing a lot of sales to make sure that you're actually understanding the fact that, the transaction rates are different. This is very, very important, and not a lot of people talk about this. If you are, let's say, doing 10,000 orders a month, this one might actually be more expensive than this one because of the rate per transaction. And in that case, you want to go and type in on Google Shopify transaction calculator fees. It's something like that right here. And if we go here, you can go and type in your monthly revenue. So, let's say my monthly revenue is $50,000. Shopify payments, yes. And then I want to pay monthly, right? I want to pay for a monthly plan. This actually shows us that the middle Shopify plan is $100 cheaper than the rest of them. And let's say if we do $10,000 a month, then it shows us that this one is cheaper. If we do $200,000 a month, then this one is significantly cheaper. And so that's why you want to use this calculator, and it really helps you, especially once you get to these crazy numbers, 100,000, 200,000. Isn't that crazy, by the way? But for someone who's just starting out, that might sound crazy. But trust me, it's possible, and it's not something that is really that crazy in the e-commerce world today. Now in plan and permissions, that's where you actually go and choose your plan. So you go and choose your plan there. Here you can add staff accounts in case you're hiring coders, which I'll talk about here in a second too. And one more thing, very, very important, is shipping. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on shipping. So once you're in here, you're gonna be able to add shipping zones. Right above this is your shipping origin, and that's gonna be the address that you entered for your business when you signed up for Shopify. Now for that actually doesn't really matter because we're having our supplier fulfill our orders, and I'm gonna show you how to download those orders in a second here too. First, we have to set up our shipping zones. So let's click on add shipping zone. And this is very important because if you want the shipping costs to accurately work on the page, then you want to make sure that people aren't getting overcharged for shipping, or you're not just getting people to do free shipping, right? Unless you want to do free shipping or it's a common thing in your niche, I don't recommend doing free shipping. If you have a lower price product, definitely charge shipping. If at our price level, we're doing like $230, then we can do free shipping. Let's take a look at what our main competitor is doing. I'm pretty sure they have free shipping here. Yeah, free to 1 to 3 day express shipping, but that's because it is so much more expensive to buy. So we're making a high profit margin anyway. But here I'm going to show you, let's say we wanted to do like a $10 shipping per, for 1 unit, $20 shipping for 2 units, $30 shipping for 3 units. That way I'm going to show you how to actually set this up, right? For free shipping, you would just go here and you would add a rate right here, free shipping, because your customer will see that. And you can call this anything you want. Your customer will actually see this at the checkout page. So you want to make it actually look good. So free shipping, and then here you just would hit free shipping and then hit done. And that's it. That's all you have to do for free shipping. And for the zone name, you would just do worldwide. Manage, you would do rest of world. And then basically that's it. That's all you got to do. But let's set up our shipping zones so that they're correct for a, let's say, theoretical $10 for 1 unit, $20 for 2 units, $30 for 3. So zone name, we'll do United States. All right, so actually here we'll call it shipping to USA. Countries and regions, we'll do United States. So you want to select these and then hit save. And then we're going to want to choose a weight-based rate. So remember how we selected our weight for one of our handsets to be 100 grams. So that's why if 1 unit is 100 grams and 2 units is 200 grams, that means that from 0 all the way up to, this is in kg, I guess, so all the way up to 0.19 would be a $10 shipping cost. So we're going to call this Express USA shipping. All right, and theoretically you can even put like 2 to 3 day shipping, but obviously don't lie because then your store will get shut down really quick. And then for a rate, we'll do $10, hit done, and then calculator rate, we're going to skip that. And then you want to add another weight-based rate. And then from here for 2 units, here Express USA shipping, it would be 2.0 or 0.2 kilograms all the way up to 0.29. It would be a $20 shipping rate, done. And then for a $30 shipping rate, it would be the same. So Express USA shipping, 0.30 to 0.39 and $30. All right, so that's the best way that I found to actually do this. And we hit save. So there you go. Now, if we want to go back to our shipping zones, here you can continue setting the price for United States shipping. What I usually do if I charge shipping, I have a shipping rate set for the United States. So it'd be like $10 for 1, $20 for 2, $30 for 3. And then I would have a shipping rate for Canada. So I'd add another shipping zone. And then I would put like shipping to Canada, right? And then I would redo this whole part again. So countries and regions, we do Canada. Right, because it actually costs different to ship to Canada as it does to the United States. So there you go. I would repeat the weight-based rates, and I would also do this for Europe. So I would just go here. I would click Manage, then I would click on Europe. So we can't do Europe. So we'd have to choose like every country. So France, Spain. Typically, it would actually be like the e-packet countries. So if you go and type in e-packet countries on Google, these countries have just better shipping agreements. So here you can see like Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, France, then it'd be like Norway, Sweden. So if you click here, all right, you can see all the European countries here, and then you can just go back here and then select them. And then eventually you would have this all filled out and proper, and so then the shipping would actually work. But like I said, if it's free shipping, you don't have to do any of this, and you just do the free shipping zone. All right, so now let's talk about email marketing. Now, if you overlook email marketing, then that's a huge mistake because email marketing is a huge part of becoming profitable with your Shopify store. Now, there's 2 things in a regular Shopify store. It's the front end and the back end, and that's in any business. You've got a front end and a back end. And what the difference between the front end and the back end is, the front end is is when customers go onto our store, they see our ad and they buy from our actual sales page, that's called a front end sale. But most of the money will actually be made on your back end. And on your front end, you can never rely on just running ads and basically just getting the same or getting constantly having to get new customers just to go on your store and purchase your product. It's always better to sell again to the same customer than it is to have to acquire a new customer. And that's just basic rules of marketing. So that's why we have to develop our back end, and setting up our email marketing is a part of that, as well as SMS and then Facebook Messenger. So let's go inside of our actual Klaviyo. So we click on Klaviyo, remember the app that we installed, which is right here. So let's log in. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set up our abandoned cart sequence. So you click on flows, and then you click on create flow. You can see there's already an abandoned cart one here. So let's create flow. And they already have an abandoned cart idea here. So if we go and click abandoned cart here, let's see which one we can do. So there's a lot of different ones here. So high value versus low value. We're just going to do the standard one. You can also start from scratch, but this pre-populates our sequence. So that way we have to do less work. So for this one, we're going to call it glowy skin abandoned cart sequence. And what an abandoned cart is, when someone goes on your page and they add it to cart, and let's say they change their mind, they don't end up paying, what happens is that they get hit with this abandoned cart sequence, because when a customer adds to cart, they actually have to put in their email before they can reach checkout. So let's click on create flow. And now I'm going to show you how to set this up here. So it's really, really simple. If you can zoom out here and you can kind of see a whole layout of this flow. And this is automatic, and it works on triggers and then emails. So here you can check the trigger, and then here, this is like a time delay, so you can wait 4 hours. I actually have one here that I personally use. So this is the abandoned cart email sequence, and this is what I like to do. I like to offer a 15% off coupon 2 hours after someone started the checkout, someone initiated checkout. And so we're gonna put this one in, and then also there's a whole sequence in here. I'm not gonna get too much into this, or else it's gonna take like a few hours just to set this up, but we're at least gonna set up the first one. That way you have an initial abandoned cart sequence. You're at least rescuing most of your sales. So let's go in here, and then we're just going to delete this, delete email, delete this, delete template. And then over here, you're going to want to click on edit, and you can also see your analytics. Once you actually start using this, you'll see your analytics. So from glowy skin, and then for subject line right here, I like to have this reply about your order. These subject lines really, really work well, this type of subject lines, especially with the RE in the front, because it looks like, that's like a reply to an email they sent. A lot of people, they don't even bother looking at emails these days, from companies. So that's why we have to do our best to get their attention. And then down here, we're gonna click on edit content and save changes. And so now it's gonna take us here to the actual email. So this is why we wanted to select the abandoned cart sequence that's pre-populated, because it allows us to, it automatically populates the product that they abandoned cart with. So it's really, really great. So you want to leave this as it is. And then here, always have your store's logo centered at the top. So what we do for that is we want to have a logo. So let's put an image up here. And then we're going to go and then hit browse, and we're going to add an image. We're going to hit browse. And then for image library, we're going to upload it, and then we're going to drag and drop this over here. So there you go. Now we have our logo up here. And what you can do is you can also make this smaller. So for example, like 200, you can even center it like that. There you go. So I'd put it like 250 or 280 in this case. There you go. And then here, I'm going to put this in the garbage. I don't want that. And then for this headline right here, I want to have it get 15% off savings off your order. So get 15% off your order, like that. And then right here, we've got the message that we're going to put. So, hey, first name default, this is Ashley, one of the founders here. And you can make up a name for now. If you have been watching some other videos of mine, or if you've known me on YouTube, then you know I like to make up fake names for different brands, just because, if you're gonna like sell a beauty product, then you don't want like Dan to be responding to your customer service emails. So that's why this works great. So if you're like a tools and hardware, put in like Mike, or if you're like beauty, put in Ashley, or whatever works, right? So it's up to you. So we're just gonna go and copy this. Right here, and we're gonna put this right here, like that, and we're gonna make sure that it all looks good. And then over here, we're gonna change the email here. So it would be glowyskinstore@gmail.com. And you can also preview this, like you can send this and actually see how it looks. So right here, I'm gonna put this on the left, use code. So we're gonna put that in the middle here, and we're gonna make this bigger text. So actually, we're gonna have this the same font as the rest of it. We're just gonna have it on the left here, and then we're gonna put it back like this, because you want them to be able to see this well on a phone, right? So if you pull up the phone, this is how it's gonna look. Then we're gonna go and just hit backspace here. Here's what you left behind. It's gonna show our product, so the glowy skin product. And now we're gonna go and basically copy this again, and we're gonna drag this below the product here, right here. We're gonna click on this block, and then we're gonna edit again. And then below this, we're gonna have a rectangular box with lines with text saying use the code at checkout, and then below it, the code. So right here, we're gonna have use code at checkout, and then like that, we're gonna bold it. We're gonna make it big letters here. And then for the border, we're gonna go on block styles, and then we're gonna go and click on border like this one, and then black border like that. Oops, not the background, I meant the, there you go, white background, so black border, like that, solid border. You can also try dashed, so like 2, let's try that, let's see how that looks. I can't really see the border, I'm not sure why. Oh, because it's, okay, so we have to make it black. There you go. So now we have a border. We can make it like size 3. There you go. And then you can put use code at checkout and then the code that we will make. So this is just the random code that I created. To create a coupon code for your emails, you just go here to discounts, and then you create a discount over here, discount code. And then here you can go and either generate a code, but I don't like generating because it's too complicated. So in that case, I just like going, you know, like for example, 40 off or 15 off, right? And then you would do percentage, 15, applies to entire order. And then you can do limit to 1 use per customer. And you can also, for customer eligibility, you can also filter this so that it's only specific groups of customers. So for example, it would be abandoned checkouts, right? So we go add, and then that's pretty much it. So there's a lot of things you can do here. And then you save the discount code, and you make sure that the start date is today. And that's pretty much it. There's no end date. And so this will only allow abandoned checkouts, which is perfect, to be able to use this code. So here we're just gonna go put the code like that. And so that's pretty much it. That's a pretty good basic abandoned cart email. Below this, you can put like links to your social media. Down here, you can attach links to your social media. And down here, you can put like from, you know, for example, Ashley or whatever, right? And then part of your brand. And then you hit save content. And then when we go back to our actual email sequence here in the flows, so this will be sent out automatically after 2 hours. I like to do this after 2 hours. So you hit save. And there you go. That is how you set up a basic abandoned cart sequence. And so you can also do like conditional splits and trigger splits, but that's a lot of more advanced stuff we're not going to talk about in this video, or else this video would literally be like 10 hours long. Now, the next thing we need to set up is our SMS bump sequence. This is huge, very, very important. And this is actually even more effective than our email sequence from email marketing, because what happens is, and this is what I use, I just have an abandoned cart message go out 2 hours after they viewed the product. And it basically says like, hey, this is Ashley from Glowy Skin. I saw that you were checking out the product, but you didn't end up buying. Here's an extra 20% off. Here's the link. And that works incredibly well. And so for that, let's first go to settings here. You want to scroll all the way down, and then you want to enable auto recharge. And then basically what I do is when my balance falls below $10, I add $20 to the account. And then I put do not spend more than usually 1,000 because I really scale my stores up very fast. But that is up to you. You can limit it to 100. So now this is the SMS bump sequence that I use. So I'm going to show you the first one right here. So sending 1 hour after the abandoned cart. Hey, this is Ashley from brand name. I saw you were checking out our product name. And then great choice, just made you a code, and then the code. So you want to have a different code as opposed to your email sequence, not the same one. And then abandoned checkout URL, it automatically puts that in and automatically puts their first name in as well. So what we do is we go here, we click on automations, and then we go to create new automation. And here we're going to put in abandoned cart, abandoned cart text number 1, abandoned cart reminder. This is an amazing app. I really love this app. This will show like how it's going to look. So select who receives the text message. So customer delay, we're going to put enabled. So it's going to be 1 hour. And here is the text that we're actually going to be putting in. So we're just going to copy and paste this. And then there you go. Boom. So that's what it's going to look like. It's fantastic. and then you can add a discount here as well. So that way it's going to automatically put in the discount too. So there you go. You just want to change the brand name, the product name, and this works incredibly, incredibly well. I guarantee you, you're going to have a crazy ROI just on this. So we hit save. And so that's it. That's your basic abandoned cart sequence for your SMS. Of course, you can have extended sequences like that. But since I want to keep this video like, a certain general level, like not too advanced, when you get into more advanced stuff, then that's when you're going to need this. But this is good for now. And then for recart, you would also do the exact same thing. You want to make sure that you set up an abandoned cart messenger. So what happens is this is going to add a button that will allow them to like basically when they're checking out, it's going to be a button to like link it to their Facebook as well. And it's going to be checked on by default. So obviously that's amazing for us. And so you just want to set up this abandoned cart messenger right here, hit activate. And if we go here, first you want to connect your Facebook page, which we're going to go into in a second here. And that way you're going to be able to hit them as well in the Facebook Messenger. And just do it the same way, with a coupon code. Make sure that you make the coupon code first over here. And yeah, that's it for that. So now I want to briefly talk about how to import products using Oberlo. Even though I said that at the beginning of this video, this is not the business model that I do, and this may have worked in 2017, and I don't recommend using this because you're just simply importing, you're basically just the middleman between AliExpress and the customer. Then the customer can literally just go on AliExpress and buy it because it's the exact same thing. But the branded dropshipping method that I was teaching this whole entire video is so much better than this, but just so that you have all the knowledge you need, just in case, I want to show you how to do it. So first of all, you need to install Oberlo. We already installed this in the app section of this video. And what happens then is that once you actually create your Oberlo account, it's going to look like this. So you just go log in. And then when you go on aliexpress.com, you can just go and type in your product. So in this case, we're going to try typing in advanced IPL laser. So we found our product, but of course this would not be good. It would suck because there's no logo, and we would just not be able to sell this for like $230, to be honest with you. But anyway, this icon appears at the bottom right. So you click that. And then it says this product has already been imported. So that's because I just imported it to test it out because the other ones weren't working for some reason. So there you go, add to import list. And then you go to your Oberlo dashboard. And then we go to dashboard right here. And we should see our product right here. So import list, there you go. And then you can go and actually import it to the store. But first, you want to change the title, of course. So you put like glowy skin, advanced laser hair, IPL removal device. And then for description, you can customize it just like we did on our sales page. So this is basically the sales page. You can just import it to store this way. And then that way you're going to just, you can just go and customize it later. All this does is it just copies and pastes the product onto your store. And then it auto fulfills it when you actually start getting orders. It pays your supplier through Oberlo, and then it just does everything for you that way. But the way that we're going to do the branded dropshipping method without using Oberlo, and the way that I recommend to actually, like when you actually start getting your customer orders, you just go to orders, and then in here, you're going to be able to download a CSV with all of your orders. And you can just send that off to your supplier once a day at the same time. And then you can just tell them, hey, can you please bill me, like send me an invoice, and then they'll send you an invoice for every individual order, and they're going to ship out every individual order to your customers and their addresses. So this is way better. This is honestly like a much better way of doing business and the right way. All right, so now let's talk about running paid ads. Now, there's a lot of different ad sources, ad types of traffic that we can run. For example, like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google PPC, YouTube ads. And there's also many more like Pinterest and even Bing and all this kind of other stuff. But the best ones, in my experience, and the ones that I highly, highly recommend you'll be able to scale your store very fast with, especially if you have money to start, is Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google PPC, and then if you want, most dropshippers are not using this source of traffic, and I've been using this very, very profitably, and that's YouTube ads. But in this section right here, I'm going to show you Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and I'm going to briefly touch on Google PPC as well, so you have kind of like the knowledge that you need to start selling. So Facebook ads, the first thing we want to do is we want to go on business.facebook.com. And so you just go to business.facebook.com here, and you want to go and click log in. So you want to log into your existing Facebook account. You will need a Facebook account. So I'm going to do that right now. So once you've logged in, you want to go and create what's called a business manager. And that's very easy. You just follow the steps. Right now, I've already created a business manager for Glowy Skin, just as an example for this video. And so what I'm going to show you here is how exactly Facebook ads work. So Facebook ads are amazing because if you just have some money to spend at the very beginning, you have slightly higher budget. So even like $300, $400, $500 plus, then you can really give your store a big, huge jump start because you can start running like social proof ads, engagement ads, they're called, and then you can start running purchase conversions. You can start building your pixels, and all this stuff is massive for dropshipping. So that's why I'm going to talk about some profitable types of ads that we can run. Over here, we go up here, and this shows you every single section of Facebook ads. So for example, if we go over here to audience insights, this is a very, very useful tool, and this allows us to see what the best audiences to target are for ads. So for example, we click on everyone on Facebook, and let's say for laser hair removal, we go here. So here we're doing United States. And by the way, here you can put in Big Four, and the Big Four is like a drop shipping term for Australia, United Kingdom, and Canada. And so once we get there, for your interests, there you want to put in laser hair removal. We can try that, or laser removal, right? Hair removal, you can try that, boom. So we can see that this audience is about 5 million to 6 million people. And then we can go to page likes. We can see the exact pages that they like. And you want us to just start writing down interests from these pages in a notebook or like an Evernote, for example. So if I go and I open this, so here we can start writing interests. For example, Ulta Beauty, I know is a great one. Bath and Body Works, Sephora. And so how this works is when we start running our ads, we can target people who like Sephora, we can target people who like Bath and Body Works, and we can see that those same people are interested in hair removal. So there's a high chance that they're actually going to be interested in our store. Now, there are some interests here that don't really make sense, like IKEA. That's too broad, and that's just furniture. So we're going to skip that. And so here we can also do, for example, like Nordstrom. That's too much. That's too broad. CoverGirl is fine. And then you can also see location, like the exact cities if you want to target. I usually don't target by cities though. I never like go that narrow. The more broad you go with your ads in terms of targeting, the cheaper the ads actually are. So that's why I recommend going more broad. We can see that it's mostly women and 20% men. So now that we have some interests, I want to talk about actually making the ads. And so if we go to facebook.com/ads/library, which I showed you at the beginning of this video, this is actually the place where we can see any of the ads that are running for any Facebook page out there. Facebook makes it transparent because they want customers to be able to see all the ads running on the platform. So if we go here, we type in Hey Silky Skin, which is our main competitor. I'm showing you guys this just to give you an example of some great ads so that you can go and make them yourself. So here we go. This shows you every single ad that Hey Silky Skin is running, when they started running it, and if you go down, you can see every single ad. So this is amazing for inspiration, and you don't need any special technology to record ads. Like my most profitable stores, they literally work from, and I still do, I still just record iPhone videos, and I coordinate getting models if you need a model for your ad. You can also have someone on Fiverr or Upwork create an ad for you, although I don't recommend that. What they're going to do is they're just going to put together a bunch of different clips that they find online, and that might work for a bit, but stuff like that is just very spammy on Facebook, and Facebook hates that, and Facebook might even like block your ad account. So I would not recommend that unless you kind of just are more short term. So here, for example, this boom, this is just a flash sale. So this looks like it's a retargeting ad. And what that means is that they're targeting people who have already been to the website. This one looks like it's a cold ad, which means they're targeting people who don't know about the product here. So we can see, okay, boom. So it's just her talking about the product, showing the product. And then this is an edit put together by, for sure, like a professional video editor that you can hire on Upwork for sure, once you already have the footage yourself. So this is not hard. Like you can just use an iPhone, you can grab a friend, you can, give them your product and tell them, hey, show the product. The best types of ads I found are ads that show the problem at the beginning and then solve it. So for example, these ones are not problem solving ads. This is more like of a introduction ad, because for this, it just looks cool. It has a high wow factor. So if we scroll down here, or for example, everyone's going crazy about this product, right? So you can also have a custom thumbnail for this this ad. So boom, she's just using it and then use on any body part. So it's very simple, just clips. You can get a bunch of friends or a bunch of, you can hire some models too. Models aren't too expensive. So these are the best types of ads to make. Now I'm gonna show you another example of a page, of a dropshipping page that followed my branded dropshipping strategy. It's called Jawline Me. And so this is a funny product. I actually just talked about this on my channel recently. And it's literally a massager for your, or it's not a massager, it's like a facial exercise ball in your mouth. And okay, so this is just a testimonial. So this one's a retargeting one. This is a picture ad. So let's take a look. Picture ad. They're actually doing pretty well with picture ads, it looks like. Okay, boom. So exercise your face. So, I mean, it's just, in this case, it's pictures or videos of their customers or people that they've probably sent the product out to for free via DM. So, and they're showing like the actual product here. So of course, like it's up to you to actually make the ad good. The better you can make it, the better it's going to work on Facebook ads as well as anywhere else that you advertise on. And by the way, Facebook owns Instagram. So both of those ads you can run from your business manager on Facebook. And for your actual ads, you want to make sure that your ad columns are set up this way. And so now for your ads, first you want to click on create ad. And the way that I like to do it is I always like to create an engagement ad first. What that does is that actually pushes social proof onto the ad itself. And when you're a brand new store, you want to get like likes on your video and you want to get comments. That way you're responding to comments and people that are seeing your ad later, when you're actually doing a purchase conversion campaign, conversions means sales. So you're driving the ad for sales. These are just different objectives. When potential customers see that in the future, then they're going to be like, okay, so there are people that are liking this, they're commenting on this, so probably it's legit, and they just have more trust from the get-go. So engagement first, post engagement, campaign name. We're gonna do, I like to call it PPE _ GS, that's glowy skin, and then just broad, for example. There you go, and then hit continue. And then you can also play around with CBO, that's campaign budget optimization. For targeting, for example, eCom Hunt, remember, like it gave you stuff to target. So the name of the game with Facebook ads is testing. You have to test. And I've spent over $1 million on Facebook ads. I've mentored by people who have spent over $10 million combined on Facebook ads. And my mentors have spent tens of millions of dollars on Facebook ads. And what I've learned is that Facebook ads is a machine. It's a system. And a system is actually a great book that I read called Thinking in Systems. And this one was given to me by my mentor, Sam Ovens. And he told me that basically you have to understand Facebook ads like a machine. There are inputs and outputs. And so if we screw up the inputs, the outputs will be screwed up as well. And what I mean by that is when we go here for locations, what I recommend doing is you can start targeting United States, big four. So that would be United States, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom. And so like that, we're going to do people who live in this location. And then for age 18 to 65 plus, you can narrow this down. I don't recommend that at first because we want to go broad. For detailed targeting, you want to hit edit, and you only want to do one interest, no more. You don't want to like exclude anybody, nothing like that, because that screws up the inputs and the outputs. It's just harder for the system to get you sales and to get you customers. So right here, we're going to put Ulta Beauty, which is the interest that we found right here. And also, by the way, this is the wrong one. You can see 62,000 only, so that's the wrong Ulta Beauty. So you have to find the right one. This is the right one, 32,737,000. There you go. And then you want to leave this unchecked because there's a lot of stuff Facebook tries to shove in here that makes everything like more expensive. So I wouldn't recommend that. Languages, we can put all languages for now. You can also test English only. And then for placements, I always like to check off everything. So if we leave everything off first, like this, if we're doing cold targeting, which is what we're doing here for a cold audience, which is someone brand new, has never seen us before, doesn't know who we are, I like to just do Facebook news feed, Instagram feed, and then Instagram story. If your actual ad creative, let's say, is filmed in vertical mode, then you can do Instagram story. So Instagram story, Facebook feed, Instagram story, these are the best placements on Facebook for cold. If you start doing other ones, they're just going to waste your money, and they're great. Like you can do automatic placements for retargeting ads. So for ads that, for example, like if someone already went on your store, they responded to an ad, but they didn't buy, you can then launch an ad and you can create a custom audience up here. Right? And you can do that in your audiences, and you can only target people who have already, let's say, initiated checkout. And you can do that over here, all tools, and then audiences over here. And you can create your audience that way. And then here, basically you wouldn't target anything and you would just do automatic placements. And that way we're hitting them from every single possible, Facebook feed, Instagram videos, everything, audience network. And this is good for retargeting because the cost to acquire the customer is already so much lower because they already know us, right? It's basic marketing, cold versus warm versus hot audiences. And so this is for engagement. Don't expect to get sales from engagement ads, okay? Engagement ads are just to get social proof. What you can then do after that is you can go back to the Facebook ads over here. So create ad. and you can then go and do conversions on the same ad. So you can either do the same creative, or you can find the post ID of the existing post, go to page posts, right? And then there you're going to be able to see the post ID of the other ad that you were running, the engagement ad. And that way, to transfer the comments, you can just copy the post ID over here and you can paste it in the new ad that you're making once it asks you for your post ID. And I recommend starting with engagement, like I said, and then once you have the likes and the social proof, then use the same post ID on a conversion ad, and then just do this and do between $5 and $10 a day per interest or per ad set. And like I said, don't overload the ad set. Don't put in like 2 or 3 ads interests in there. They're just going to overload everything. It's going to screw up the system, and you're going to get very, very high costs. And so that's basically how you run Facebook ads for a new dropshipping store. And of course, you can get into so many more details, but I'm not going to go into that here in this video because this is meant to be like a general tutorial for brand new dropshipping for someone who's brand new and wants to start a Shopify store. Now for Google Ads, it's the same. You just go on ads.google.com, and there, this is where you go and set up your Google Ads account. Google owns YouTube, so right here you go and then you basically do Google and YouTube. So I'm going to show you guys my Google Ads account for one of my businesses here. So here I'm in my Google Ads account for one of my businesses here. This one is a digital product business. And so to do this for a brand new dropshipping store, what you would do is the best kind of campaign would be to create a Google PPC campaign. And this is what this is. So if we type in the store name, so Jawline Me, you want to make sure that when someone types in glowy skin, that our website pops up at the very top. And so that's what Jawline Me actually isn't doing that. So their competitor is popping up here. And how they did that is they just went and created a new campaign here. And then we click on website traffic and then search. So you can see you can do display, shopping, video. Google Shopping is also amazing to sign up for. I'm not going to cover that in this video. If you want to sign up for it, you just go to Google Shopping and then you follow the prompt. It's a little bit complicated, but it's very, very worth it because when people search up your product, it's going to show up in shopping. So highly recommend you set that up. Here, search, and then basically select the ways you'd like to reach your goal. You put in your business's website. For now, we can leave that blank. And then here, include Google Search Partners. We can turn off display network, and then we can include Google Search Partners. That's fine. And then for campaign name, we're going to do glowy skin, search PPC. And then for countries, we're going to do all ePacket countries. So for that, just go to ePacket countries. Like I said, find the list. And we want to be targeting countries that are actually able to afford our products. We don't want to be targeting countries from the third world because they don't have enough disposable income to target or to buy our products. Now, when we scroll down here for budget, you can start at like $20 a day, $30 a day. And then for bidding, we want to focus on clicks, right? So instead of conversions, we want to focus on clicks. And then it's just whenever you target conversions, that means like a sale, it's always more expensive. You're telling Google, hey, charge me more basically. And so we go down here and then set a maximum cost per click bid limit. And so for this, I'm not going to set a maximum. I'm just going to let Google do the bidding strategy. And so there you go. Maximize clicks is always better. So maximize clicks. And then conversions, you can set those up. Also, I'm not going to go into that here, but they're up here, conversions. And that will allow you to track everybody who goes onto your website and who actually purchases. So if you go to conversions here, I'll show you that really quick. Just to see how you can do that. If you go to conversions, you can go and then create a new conversion here, right? And then you go to website, and this will allow you to track the sales. And so if you already have Google Analytics installed on there, you already have the site tag on there. So for example, we can do like purchase. So that's what we want to track. So purchased, let's say glowy skin handset, use the same value. And then, or we can use different values, right? So default value would be, let's say, US dollars. One thing I forgot, by the way, is make sure to set your store into your currency that you want. So usually I do US dollars. So that would be in your Shopify general settings. But here we're going to do like 229. That's what it was. And then we want to count every because someone can buy more than one. And then 1 day view through conversion window, 30 days is fine. And then create and continue. And then once you do that, you want to click on install the tag yourself. And then right here, this is the global site tag. So you can install that on your Shopify store. I'm going to show you how to do that now. So right here, I actually found an article that explains exactly how to install the Google conversions on your store. So we just created the conversion action in Google Ads, and then you want to install the global site tag. How you do that is you go to online store over here, and then you go to themes. So you wait until this loads, and then we click on edit code, like here. And so this is where all the coding goes on. By the way, a lot of the stuff, let's say that you can't customize a certain part of your checkout button or your add to cart button. In that case, you can just hire a coder on Upwork.com. There's a lot of amazing coders, and the prices range from like $15 an hour to $100 an hour, depending on how advanced of a coder you want. And they can do anything. And what they do is they go inside the code here, and they basically customize everything to your desire. So right here, I'm going to find the theme.liquid. So just theme liquid. And then here we can install the Google Ads site tag. So right here it says, if this is the first time you install the site tag, then you paste it between the head section. So if we go back here, there's going to be a head section. So right here, this is the head. And then we want to find the next head. So this is where the head closes. So we can actually put this over here. And you want to be careful. You don't want to erase anything or else it's going to screw things up. So you just copy that, you paste that, and then you hit save. And if you want to track every single purchase, then what you do is you do it on page load. So you take this code, and then in your Shopify, what you do after you save this, so you hit save, what you do is you go to your settings, and then you go to your checkout over here. And then down here in the additional script, you can install the page load tag. And so here it's going to convert, it's going to show like a conversion at $229. And now we're going to be able to see exactly how many sales you're getting on every single person who goes to your store and who clicks on your ad on Google. And also for the actual Google campaign, we're going to add some keywords, which is obviously important. So how we do that is we go down here, we click save and continue. So budget, we would start like at a $20 budget, for example. Just for this video, I'm going to do like a 10 cent. So save and continue. And so here you're going to put an ad group name. So glowy skin, PPC. So for keywords, what you would do is you can see at the bottom here, Google talks about like the different kinds of ways you can target. So broad match, phrase match, exact match. If you've done Amazon FBA before, then you know this from PPC. So we want to make sure that we're targeting glowy skin. Right? So that's between brackets like that. That means that if someone types in glowy skin without the brackets on Google, then our ad is going to show up at the top. So glowy skin or glowy skin store. And so that way, just hit save and continue. And this is virtually going to be guaranteed to be profitable for you because you're going to have people who already know your store. They're searching for your product online. Maybe they want to find it on Amazon, and they're going to go to your store and basically buy, right? You always want to remind your customer to buy, and omnipresence is key, as I talked about in this video. All right, so now let's talk about Instagram influencers. Influencers are amazing, and businesses have been built to the billions of dollars just on influencers. Right now, we live in the influencer age, and that's why I'm going to tell you how to properly use influencers and find the right ones to grow your e-commerce store, your Shopify store. And this is fantastic if you only have about $200 to $300 as a starting budget, because if you have more money than that, I would say just go directly into Facebook ads. A mix of influencers and ads is always best, but if you have, like, let's say only $200 to $300, then that might not be enough for, proper Facebook ads, for proper, because at first you have to actually buy the data, and at first you actually have to, start getting your pixel running, and at first you have to start getting the social proof. So, that's why I recommend if you only have $200 to $300, that's enough for influencers, and I recommend doing influencers and just doing a blend as well. But, this way you focus more on influencers. And there are a lot of influencers out there. The best ones that I found have between 10,000 and 100,000 followers, and there's another group of them from 100,000 to 250,000 followers. Now, we always want to try to send them a free product to have them, for example, make a video with our product, just a quick little video, or have them post the product on their page, on their story. And what I like to do is I like to send them a DM, and you're going to have to DM them probably once every single day. What you do is you just send them a DM, and then you unsend it if they didn't see it, and then you send it again. You can actually unsend DMs on Instagram. And what I like to do is I always like to put emojis. So you just put emojis at the top of your message, and that really gets their attention. What you do is you offer a product for free. So you say, hey, and you message them from your social media, your Instagram page of your store. And of course, by now, just, you would have uploaded some pictures of your actual product on your store, and you would have started engaging with some people, and you would have started liking some associated pages. So that way, if you're just messaging from a new Instagram account with like 2 followers, then no one's going to answer that. So what we always want to do is we want to try to send them a free product. Now, if you don't have a way to send them a product product with like fast 2 to 3 day shipping, then what you can do is you can just go to Amazon and you can buy a product and send it directly to them from Amazon. Even though it's not your brand, you can just have it sent to them. Even though this isn't really ethical and this only works if you don't have a logo already on your product, it is an option. And I mean, it's pretty funny, but it does work. Or if you can have a way to have your product sent out very, very fast from your supplier as a sample with a logo on it, then always do that, because then you'll have a logo. And what you can do is you can tell them, hey, just free product in exchange for a shout out on your page. And you will also want to check to make sure that not only do they have followers, but also that they have legitimate people that like their follower base is actually active, they're interested in what they're posting, and they're not fake. Now, you have a lot of influencer pages that are going to try to make you pay money. And in that case, for example, if you find a really good page or a really good influencer with 100,000, 250,000 followers, then you can offer to pay them, you always want to ask them first what their fee is, and you can always negotiate it down. So you can pay $50, $100, $200 for a shout. I've paid $200 before and made back like 30,000. So, it really depends. Sometimes you pay and you get nothing. And sometimes you pay and you hit a jackpot. But if you don't want to pay any money, micro influencers are amazing. And these are basically people on Instagram, and most of their followers, like, they're not celebrities. Most of their followers are just their friends. And these people have between 1,000 and 10,000 followers. I'm sure you know people like that. And they're not celebrities at all. They're just, normal people. They really like to hang out on Instagram. And so you just DM them, you say, hey, free product, and then they'll go and they'll post it, and their friends will see it, and they'll also, maybe send you a DM asking you for a free product. And that way your product spreads with word of mouth marketing, and that's always more powerful than paid marketing. And that's why micro influencers are literally my hidden secret with influencer marketing. I just have a VA, like a virtual assistant that I hired from Upwork, just to reach out to micro influencers. For example, if I want to target Norway, let's say, and I want to, have a Norwegian version of my store, right? You can literally just bombard an entire country, and you can have a VA send out DMs to, just many people in your target market in the country. And that way you can just ship them out a free product, and you'll see that it's going to generate a ton of traffic on your store. So there's paid ways of doing this. There's free ways of doing this. Now, if you want to find a good page, let's say your store is in the PC gaming niche. What you would do is you would just go up here, search, you would type in PC, and you would just see, so it doesn't look like anything here. So PC gaming. Right. So, so this one's huge. This one it looks like a magazine or something like that. So you can see they have a business inquiries email. You always want to DM them, and also you can send them an email as well. Just make sure that it's professional. You don't want to be like, yo, bro, give me a shout out. It's all professional. So that way, it's like they actually treat you seriously. And you can see that they have an active follower base, and the people are real. You're going to really be able to quickly tell if the follower base is fake based on the comments. The comments will have nothing to do with the picture, and so on. All right, so you made it to the end. Congratulations, you were able to listen to my voice for over 2 hours, or however long this was, and I'm super happy that you did, because you're part of the few people who's actually committed to changing their life, who's actually committed to building an online business in today's time of opportunity and abundance. And so that's why I'm so happy that you're here, and you're not part of all those other people who are just trying to basically do things the easy way, right? Because there is no easy way to do things. It's pretty simple, everything that I showed in this video, but it's definitely not easy, because we're building a real business. This is not some kind of a gimmick. It's not some kind of a trick. And you've seen that it is really, really powerful what it can do in your life. So now you know everything you need to start a successful branded dropshipping store, and I'm so happy that you got all the information that you needed in this video. And if you, let's say, you didn't understand the email marketing part, or you didn't understand the Facebook ads part, or like what to put in your Shopify settings, I recommend you rewind to that. The timestamps are in the description for each section in this video. Now, I want to end this video off with some critical tips, some very important tips for Shopify success, because I see so many people trying to start this business. So many people try to get into e-commerce and they fail. And, the biggest reasons why people fail, it all comes down to a few reasons, to be honest. Number one, the biggest tip for you to not fail, to actually succeed, is to take action. Take action. If you are one of the people who was taking action as you were watching this video, that's amazing. You're part of the few who are serious about changing their life. If not, then just go ahead and rewatch this and then follow step by step as you're actually taking action, because watching and absorbing knowledge is one thing, but putting it into practice is completely different, because that's what will actually make you successful and what will make you thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars once you reach success with Shopify. Tip number two, don't give up. Many of you will not make your first sale in the first 14 days free trial. The free trial honestly is just there for you to just be able to kind of get used to the Shopify layout, to the system, and to really design your store and build it out so that it looks nice. You don't want to rush things. There's no point in rushing this. Does it really matter if you make your first $100,000 or your first million, right? Let's say you have a goal of becoming a millionaire. Does it really matter if you become a millionaire in 1 year or in 6 months or in 3 months? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're still a millionaire. And so that's what you have to understand. That's, success is all about having the confidence and the persistence and the tenacity to actually make things work. So, even though many of you will not make a sale in the first 14 days free trial, what matters is that you've tried. And if you keep trying, then you're bound to succeed. You can only fail if you give up. So if you don't give up, you're bound to succeed. Everything in my life changed when I heard the quote that 99% of people give up in business after 3 failures. So if you can last 3 failures, then you will be in the top 1% of people. And guess what? The top 1% of people in society, they're the highest earners, the most successful people. So automatically you're successful. And tip number 3, if your product isn't selling, then we have to look at your weakest link. Your funnel is only as good as your weakest link, and your entire store, that's a funnel. And we haven't really talked about that, but it's basically just a marketing funnel. What that means is it is a way for you to get customers and to sell a product and to actually deliver something of value. So if you want to look at, why you want to find out why your product isn't selling, try to find the weakest link. And what I mean by that, it can be anything, on your store. It can be your price. Maybe your price is too high. Maybe your pictures are not good enough. Maybe your sales page is just not good enough. It's not nice enough. And in that case, what I recommend you do is emulate your competitors' strategies and improve on them. In today's world, you can see everything that your competitors are doing, and you can see exact examples of success. So there's no excuse for you to just, basically give up. You can go and make everything work, right? And so what I recommend you do is if you're not selling, that's fine. Just do everything you can before moving on to the next store. Be honest with yourself, and you can always change the product. It's not the end of the world, right? You can always change the product, and every single failure is a learning lesson. Every single failure is a lesson, and actually failure is better than success in a way because it teaches you something. Success doesn't teach you anything. You're just successful, and that's it. That's awesome. You build on it, but it doesn't really teach you much. So that's why I recommend you go smooth and slow. You don't try to rush this. And what I recommend is even if you don't make your first sale in the first 14 days trial, just sign up for the plan. It's $29 a month. Sign up for 1 month of it and really, really try. I would say give yourself at least 2 months. 2 months, just try for 2 months. And, for those of you out there who are really, really dedicated, 3 months minimum. And I guarantee if you can stay there for 3 months, you will succeed and you will have a profitable store that you can then scale to the hundreds of thousands and millions and tens of millions. And another tip, focus on the back end. If you're not making sales on the front end, or if you're not profitable on the front end, and we talked about this, so let's say that you're making sales from your Facebook ads and they're not profitable, then focus on the back end. Focus on making your email sequences great, your SMS sequences great, your Facebook Messenger sequences great with Recart. Doing just those things alone, just optimizing the back end and really focusing on refining how my store works in the system and the emails that get sent out and all the automations has made me hundreds of thousands of dollars extra because a lot of Shopify store owners underestimate the power of the back end. So make sure you focus on the back end as well as your front end. And also keep yourself updated. Never stop learning. Millionaires never stop learning, and that's why they're where they are in life. So what I recommend you do is watch free content on YouTube and Google. There's a lot of great content. And also watch my videos. There's a lot of amazing videos. I put out a video almost every single day. I put out videos 5 times a week because my life mission is to build the greatest platform for online education to e-commerce, to wake up as many people as possible in the world to the massive opportunities with online business. And also check out the links below this video. There's a ton of useful links there, and I'm always updating it with the most up-to-date links that will help you out as someone who's starting out with Shopify. Now, when I was starting out in online business, one of the most valuable things that I could have had was a mentor, someone who I could, check my product with, or someone who I could run my strategy by, or someone who could tell me whether my price was right, or whether the way I was advertising my product on Facebook was correct, or whether my ads look good, and basically anything, because there's so many questions and you can easily get lost. And so my personal mentorship program, the Shopify Freedom course, is open right now. I'm taking students for